Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a silver alert was sent out on Sunday for a missing teenager from Livermore Falls.
Plus, the latest out of the Kennebec County Superior Court regarding a man who pleaded guilty to 21 counts of sexual assault and exploitation of a minor.
And the school year is quickly approaching, but worsening staffing shortages are further pressuring schools everywhere. This and more local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We're Monday, back in the saddle, ready to rock and roll this week. It's going to be a hot one. Unfortunately, we're finally seeing those temperatures really warm up, but a little bit of rain in the area. Not too much to look forward to this week. If you do like the heat, that's one thing.
There's plenty of things to look forward to. We got the Monday blues.
It's Monday blues, that's for sure. Yeah, and I mean, I have blue shirt on. Yep. We're really feeling those Monday blues.
We are.
The good thing is caffeine solves everything. And Devin Biggs, let's throw it over to him for a first check of our forecast.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Clouds moving in from the southwest, going toward the northeast this morning. We'll see these breaking up throughout the rest of the day, revealing a lot of sunshine. It will also be a warm one out there with temperatures in the upper 80s, and the winds will also be picking up as we have a system tracking from the south, going toward the north and east. The rain across parts of New York and Boston will stay there. We will not see any rain. We could definitely use some, as we're definitely in drought across a good part of the state. But again, decreasing clouds today will reveal a lot of sunshine, maybe a pop-up shower across the northern ends of the state. But this right here will be fog that'll be developing later on tonight and the parts of tomorrow morning as well, before more storms move in tomorrow afternoon. Winds will be picking up a little bit out of the south at around 10 to 15 miles per hour sustained, but gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Not out of the question during the afternoon period later on today as well. So your forecast for today, upper 80s, partly cloudy and warm, with that south wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 64 degrees, mostly clear areas of dense fog developing. Could get thick out there. That southwest wind will be backing off later on. Alrighty, your hourly forecast moving forward. Again, showing a mostly cloudy sky early, revealing more sunshine later in the afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
The Androscoggin County Sheriff's Office has issued a silver alert for a Livermore Falls teenager. 16-year-old Asia Brown was last seen Saturday, July 30th at approximately 8:30 p.m. at her home on Campground Road in Livermore Falls. Asia's father discovered her missing yesterday morning when he woke up at 6:30 a.m. Asia has high-functioning autism and requires medication. She is a white female, 5 foot 4 inches tall, 140 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. Her clothing and direction of travel is unknown. Anyone who sees Asia Brown or has information should call 911 or the Androscoggin County Sheriff's Office at 753-2599.
Rockland police have made multiple arrests in connection to vandalism at a local school. On July 13th, RSU 13 reported extensive damage to an outbuilding and the surrounding property at Oceanside High School in Rockland. Now, according to the release, the damage included broken windows and derogatory graffiti, including swastikas and racial slurs. Now, after a several-week investigation, Rockland PD have charged 2 juveniles, as well as an 18-year-old Kylie Cochran and a 19-year-old Justin Hurley. Each were charged with aggravated criminal mischief. This case is also being reviewed by the Maine Attorney General's office, who reviews all cases involving potential civil rights violations, including those involving hate speech.
Firefighters were called to a home in Bangor for a garage fire earlier yesterday. Bangor Fire Department headed to 140 Fern Street just after 1:30 yesterday afternoon to assist the resident and put the fire out. Assistant Fire Chief Chandler Corview says if his crew did not arrive shortly after they received the 911 call, the home would have caught fire as well. Corview says no vehicles were inside the garage.
Here's most of the damage is going to be to the attic space above the garage. We were able to try to salvage some stuff. We put some tarps down inside the garage, try to prevent some water damage, and try for the homeowner to salvage what he can.
The cause of the fire is currently under investigation.
An Easton woman is facing charges in connection with the death of a 1-year-old child. Maine State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss says troopers were called to 311 Center Road in Easton on March 19th for an unresponsive child. The boy was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. The medical examiner's office in Augusta performed an autopsy and ruled the death a homicide. The Aroostook County grand jury then indicted 28-year-old Mariah Dobbins for manslaughter on July 14th. She was arrested at her home and taken to jail on July 16th. Her bail has been set at $10,000 cash. Dobbins is scheduled to be back in court in September.
State police continue their investigation into a stabbing in Winterport. A spokesperson says a male juvenile was stabbed just after 8:30 Thursday night. The state police and the Waldo County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene. He was taken to a local hospital. The spokesperson says his injuries are not life-threatening.
A man previously convicted of sexually assaulting a minor appeared in court Friday for his second trial after his conviction for suppressing evidence in his case was overturned. Matthew Dronzik has the latest.
Eric Barr appeared in Kennebec County Superior Court Friday morning. The Sydney man was arrested in 2012 and charged with assaulting and videotaping attacks on a 4-year-old child he was babysitting. Prior to the court proceeding, both lawyers met behind closed doors with Justice Daniel Billings. On Friday, he pled guilty to 21 counts of sexual assault and exploitation of a minor. The defendant's lawyer is adding an insanity defense.
Mr. Bard intends to add a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity to his previously entered not guilty plea.
The attempt was successful, allowing Bard to get checked out by a psychologist.
As a result of the NCR plea, the court will enter an order for evaluation and get that to the forensic service.
Mr. Bard was then read his charges and the potential sentencing of each before being escorted out of the room. Defense attorney John Pelletier and Assistant State Attorney General Paul Ruscia both declined to speak on the matter. The court will schedule a trial for Mr. Bard in early January. Reporting from Augusta, Matthew Dronzik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Police seized drugs and cash during an arrest in Southwest Harbor on Wednesday. Southwest Harbor Police Officer Franklin Burke says he was assisted by Officer Jared Hardy with the Mount Desert Police Department during a bail check at 53 Hillcrest Circle. During the check, officers discovered more than 57 grams of suspected crack cocaine and heroin, more than $2,000 in suspected drug proceeds, pills, and other drug paraphernalia. The estimated street value of the drugs seized is around $12,000. Officers arrested 34-year-old Andrew Katu-Helmer of Southwest Harbor for violation of bail. Burke says more charges and arrests are expected. The time is now 6:08. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Governor Mills has asked federal officers for increased funding to help Mainers stay warm in the winter. This and more local news when we return.
But first, here's a quick look at your forecast. A high of 88 degrees for your Monday morning. Partially cloudy skies. Tonight, it'll be mostly clear. Temperatures dropping down to the mid-60s. There is a chance of thunderstorms in the middle of the day tomorrow. We'll see temperatures warming up to a high of 83.
Feel the difference of alpaca apparel from the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store in Belfast. Stop by their ranch location to interact with these amazing animals and enjoy the beautiful Maine outdoors with your very own alpaca walk. Shop in-store or online today and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. With their incredible selection of socks, sweaters, hats, and more, experience the unique qualities that alpaca fiber brings with the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
Steve Harvey powers the XT.
If roles were reversed, what might the turkey do to you on Thanksgiving?
Eat my drumstick. On Family Feud.
On ABC7.
You were pregnant when you broke up with him?
I finally left the relationship because it got really abusive.
We were trying to be civil.
Civil? I'm trying my best to avoid conflict.
You're in a courtroom here. You know what? You don't get it.
Hot Bench, Monday at 3 on ABC 7.
Planned Parenthood in Maine says it continues to see people driving from places where abortions are banned all the way to Maine for services. Planned Parenthood of Northern New England also says it's seeing more people looking for long-acting contraceptives, like IUDs, which can last for up to 15 years. Even before the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, Planned Parenthood says it saw the decision coming and planned for the fallout.
We anticipated the Dobbs decision and started working on our abortion program about a year ago to make sure that, we were doing all we could to meet the needs of both people living in our state and then people who might be traveling here.
Planned Parenthood says requests for vasectomies has also risen up 58% in the last 2 weeks. The service is only available at the location in Burlington, Vermont.
Governor Janet Mills sent a letter to federal officials for increased funding and expanded eligibility for its low-income heating assistance program, better known as LIHEAP. She says it would help ensure Maine residents will stay warm in their homes. The state is expecting to receive $38 million in LIHEAP funds this winter, getting $55 million last year through the American Rescue Plan Act. Maine's Energy Department Director Dan Burgess says the funding is very crucial.
Really is helping Maine people in a time of need pay for heating costs.
According to Burgess, Maine is the most heating oil-dependent state in the country, as 66% of homes rely on oil.
Ready or not, school starts up in about a month, and district leaders are now bracing for staffing challenges, with areas across Maine planning for worst-case scenarios involving COVID-19. Bob Meyer explains how it could put pressure on staff and families.
Nutrition workers, bus drivers, education technicians to support in the classroom.
The superintendent of MSAD 15, which serves Gray and New Gloucester, Craig King, is hiring for a whole list of positions. There are 27 spots the district really needs to fill before school begins.
It's really affected our transportation services.
Some jobs are harder to fill because they require specialized training, like language teachers.
So you have multiple school districts chasing the same 2 or 3 people that are qualified.
About a week ago, Lewiston Public Schools was looking to hire for nearly 100 different positions district-wide, which is pretty typical. The superintendent says they've started the school year without being fully staffed as long as he can remember.
It's been a challenge the last several years to hire, be at full capacity with the labor market like it is.
But the staffing shortage in education is only expected to get worse. One study found the number of education degrees awarded annually peaked 50 years ago.
The pipeline, if you will, of students going to college post-secondary for education is a shrinking number.
Both districts are trying to find ways to attract and retain those who are going into this field.
We're exploring some subsidized housing. We're exploring teacher development programs in district.
And King says they're working with Southern Maine Community College on an internship program this year.
Those kinds of creative programs are really going to help the situation.
And we're 13 minutes past the top of the hour. Coming up after the break, we'll get a glimpse of the Bluegrass Music Festival that drew crowds over the weekend.
Plus, the National Park Service Director visited Acadia on Friday to deliver some big news for the future of the park. We'll have the details when we return.
Tonight, set sail for romance.
In love.
Where the men put the naughty back in nautical.
I don't trust these.
Whose heart will go on?
I'm on dangerous waters here.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Ready for a little GMA-ish promo? Okay, here we go. GMA 7A every day.
Bring your friends.
With Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Starting sharp at 7A. Boom! That's how you start the day.
Folks in East Benton got to enjoy some bluegrass music yesterday as the Fiddle Festival celebrated its 50th anniversary. Our Stephanie Wittenbach has the details.
Fiddlers from Kennebec County gave folks a show Sunday morning with bluegrass music, a genre that dates back to World War II. Rose McManus says her family started the well-known festival in the early 70s. She says her parents would be glad to know it's still going on.
We struggle and argue and spit and spat half the year, and then when the time comes, about 2 weeks before, everybody kind of drops everything and gets together and tries to get it done.
One performer says this year will be his 48th.
Yeah, a lot of people come back every year in tent out, and it's some people structure their vacations around it. And I suppose I've done the same thing.
McManus says families can relax knowing the Benton Fiddle Festival is a place for them.
But honestly, I think people need to get out and hear something different. It's not rap, it's not a lot of different music. It's pretty down to earth.
Thompson says generations stay and are a part of the festival, and he says he will do the same.
My cousin Roger says, "Hey Dan, you ought to come over to the house. We're going to have a party on Sunday." And it was a crowded, packed party up here by the old blacksmith shop. The next year, they had so many people that it closed the road off. So they had to move down here.
Several hundred people came to this year's event, pitched a tent, and enjoyed the show. McManus says Benton's Fiddle Festival is the last Sunday in July each year, and this year they celebrated the 50th.
The McManus family invites everyone to come out and enjoy this down-to-earth music that you can't find anywhere else. In Benton, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
The director of the National Park Service stopped by Acadia for a big announcement. Peter Dubois has the story.
National parks have been on the forefront of climate change since the beginning.
National Park Service Director Chuck Sams visited Acadia National Park on Friday to celebrate the announcement of a new federally funded restoration project. The goal of the project is to restore the health and function of the Great Meadow wetland ecosystem and better protect it from climate change.
This is a great example of climate resiliency and climate adaptation and bringing back ecosystem function into the wetlands.
The $500,000 project is funded by the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. According to Vegetation Program Manager Jesse Wheeler, the project's climate-smart approach aims to increase biodiversity, habitat, and visitor experience.
Putting in boardwalks and culverts to allow more natural water flow. We're also going to be removing invasive plants. We'll also be planting native plants that are adapted for a future climate.
Sams says these kinds of restoration efforts wouldn't be possible without volunteer organizations such as Friends of Acadia.
Without these types of public-private partnerships, we wouldn't be able to do nearly everything we need to do to be the good stewards that we want to be and that we're charged to be under the Organic Act of 1916.
Friends of Acadia Conservation Director Stephanie Clement encouraged anyone interested in helping preserve the park to get involved.
Members of the public absolutely can help with work here at the park. We have volunteer service groups that go out into the park, and occasionally they do help with invasive plant species removal.
To learn more about the Great Meadow Wetland or to become a volunteer, visit friendsofacadia.org. Reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22, I'm Peter Dubois.
The time is now 6:19.
Now let's bring in meteorologist Devin Beggs. It's going to be a great Monday weather-wise, and he has a full look at our forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Clouds are moving through this morning, moving in from the southwest, going toward the north and east, but notice they are breaking up, and they will continue to break up throughout the rest of the morning period, especially in the parts of the afternoon as well, as we become mostly sunny with a few passing clouds too. We'll also get warm out there with temperatures in the upper 80s as warm air will be moving in from the southwest to the north and east. Another system will be moving in as we head towards the daytime tomorrow, and that will reveal showers and thunderstorms, especially during the afternoon period for you Tuesday. If you're thinking about going to the water today with how warm it is, ocean temperature is not too bad in the 60s and 70s out there, so starting to warm up just a little bit more with, of course, the warmer water further down toward the south. Our average high is 81 degrees. Regarding air temperatures, we'll be well above that today in the upper 80s with lower to middle 80s as we head towards Tuesday and the parts of Wednesday as well. Lower 90s by Thursday. That'll be a warm one. Back in the upper 70s by Friday as more active weather moves in. Then back in the middle to upper 80s as we head towards Saturday and Sunday again. So the warmer temperatures are definitely here to stay, and it will get humid out there as well. Dew points rising, especially Tuesday, getting close to that 70-degree mark before we fall back a little bit into Wednesday. Then rising again gradually through up to Thursday with lower 70s on the way for those dew points, and we're going to stay up there as we head into parts of the weekend as well. UV index forecast for today will be at an 8. That's considered very high. That means a burn time of around 15 minutes, so hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will definitely be necessary as you do head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. Moving forward for today, decreasing clouds will be expected, maybe a pop-up shower further off towards the north. I think the rest of us will be okay under a mostly sunny sky, maybe partly cloudy in a few spots. Widespread dense fog developing later on tonight into parts of tomorrow morning, so make sure to be ready for that. That will go away with more scattered showers and thunderstorms arriving by late in the afternoon and the evening time frame as well. So our next system begins to move in. Maybe some heavy downpours not out of the question there. And we could definitely use some precipitation as well, as we're definitely in drought across the good parts of the state. Wherever you see this color here, whether it's parts of the yellow or in parts of this darker shade here, that indicates that we're in drought across the good parts of the state. But your forecast for today, upper 80s, partly cloudy and warm. South wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, mostly clear areas of dense fog, lows in the middle 60s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. More storms on the way as we head towards Tuesday. Highs in the lower 80s, middle 80s by Wednesday under a mostly sunny sky. Partly cloudy on Thursday. Highs in the low 90s and upper 70s on Friday with a chance for storms again.
If you're a Medicare beneficiary and live in the area, call now to see how this little card could get you some big benefits, including money added back to your Social Security check. With one toll-free call, you can find out how easy it is to get all of your original Medicare coverage, plus extra benefits. You get an all-in-one plan designed to fit your needs so you can be your best every day. You could have medical coverage, prescription drugs with $0 generics, dental, vision and hearing, plus the WellCare Visa Flex Card, money for over-the-counter items, and money back in your Social Security check each month, and so much more. And here's more good news. You can get a WellCare plan for a $0 monthly premium. How can WellCare offer all of those benefits for a $0 monthly premium? It's simple. Medicare Advantage and Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage are important parts of Medicare. WellCare has a contract with Medicare to offer and provide these important options to you. Call right now to get your free copy of the WellCare All-in-One Guide. Call 1-877-282-3827 now. There is absolutely no obligation for requesting this free information. WellCare offers benefits that go beyond the basics, including up to $840 each year added to your Social Security check to help cover your Part B premium. Call today to get your free copy of the All-in-One Guide with absolutely no obligation. Your free plan guide will give you the details you need to make a smart choice for your Medicare coverage. Just call 1-877-282-3827. Remember, there's no obligation for requesting this free information. So call 1-877-282-3827. WellCare. Call today.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
A watchdog report points to big problems over federal student loans, with big losses ahead. A government accountability report says the U.S. Education Department will likely lose $197 billion on loans made over the past 25 years because of policy changes and underestimates in hoped revenue. The report says the Education Department estimated revenue of about $114 billion from 1997 to 2021, but lost billions on overassumptions about borrowers and repayments, pandemic policy changes, income-based repayments, and moratoriums on student loan payments. The report says Education Department calculations were off by about $311 billion.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has officially designated the U.S. as Russia's top rival. Meantime, as Russia gains ground in eastern Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky is warning people in the eastern Donetsk region to evacuate. Alex Hogan is in the Ukrainian capital with more.
During the country's Navy parade in St. Petersburg, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a declaration calling the U.S. one of its greatest rivals. At that celebration, Putin met with his Navy's top brass and touted the country would soon have a new hypersonic missile that it's been testing. Here in Ukraine, as Russian forces make new gains in the east, President Volodymyr Zelensky calling for a mandatory evacuation of the Donetsk region. Tonight, he urged his country not to give up.
We have to hold on in the south, in the east, and everywhere. We have to hold on in defense, diplomacy, and politics to preserve our unity.
In Odessa, ships full of grain remain docked. Grain shortages have already triggered a global food crisis. Now, today, Zelensky says the country will likely only collect half of its usual harvest because of the war. To the east, farmers in the fields of Zaporizhia are harvesting their grain in self-made flak jackets as missiles soar overhead. Half of the region is currently occupied territory. And over in Kharkiv, brittle fields near the front lines are on fire from Russian shelling. Ukrainian service members condemning these attacks.
Russia and Russian forces are to blame for the food crisis. They destroy our warehouses, our crops, our fields, our food, our animals. They destroy everything.
Russia overnight unleashing heavy bombardment in the southern city of Mykolaiv. The mayor there says that this was the most intense attack since the start of the war. In Kyiv, Ukraine, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll hear about the pizza and whoopie pie train rides conducted by local nonprofits that occurred over the weekend.
Plus, details from the Northwoods Throwdown annual softball game. This and more local news when we come back.
Your personal information gets exposed so often, it might as well be hanging in a museum. Everyday activities like online shopping, banking, and even data breaches may expose your information and make it dangerously easy to have your identity stolen. No wonder there's a new victim every 3 seconds.
Someone stole my information and tried to buy a car in my name. Felt really devastating, frightened, because I had no control.
And the ways identity thieves can steal and use your information are constantly evolving.
Someone used my information to open up bank accounts in my name. It was terrifying, not knowing what was out there and what had been opened.
Watching your accounts or monitoring your credit may not be enough, but protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock, a leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock monitors threats to your identity, and if an issue is detected, sends you an alert.
It was a big yes or a big no button. I clicked "That's not me," and LifeLock took it from there.
If you are a victim of identity theft, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it.
If something happens, you have somebody fighting for you. I don't know what I would have done without my restoration specialist.
And you'll be covered by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds, personal expenses, and coverage for lawyers and experts if needed.
With the $1 Million Protection Package, I know LifeLock has me covered.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity, but now it's easy to help protect yourself.
I realize identity theft can happen to anybody, so that's why I signed up for LifeLock.
Join the millions of people already protected by LifeLock, and for a limited time, save 25% with promo code 25TV. LifeLock. Identity theft protection starts here.
Call 1-800-953-9701
Or go to lifelock.com/25TV and use promo code 25TV to save 25% on your first year of identity theft protection. Enroll now.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Happy Monday. It's August 1st of 2022, a brand new week, a new month, and we're glad you're spending some time with us this morning. You have excellent taste.
A little monetary history. The George Washington quarter first went into circulation 90 years ago today. Also, the first Jeep rolled off the assembly line 81 years ago today. And MTV was 41 years old today.
You think the first Jeep that rolled off the line is still running? Because they're so easy. They're simple cars and they run forever.
I would love to know. That's up next tomorrow.
Actor Jason Momoa turns 43 years old today. Mr. and Mrs. Mark Wahlberg are celebrating their 13th wedding anniversary today. And today is Spider-Man Day, celebrating day 60 years ago when Spider-Man made his first Marvel comic appearance. Now, Spider-Man's 60 years old.
No, forever young.
Forever young. Yeah. Is that what the bite did? The spider, like he's forever young. He's always going to be jacked and like crazy.
I guess so. That seems like the vibe that Marvel is putting off.
Now, I wonder if he's going to be immortal too.
I don't know. Peter Parker doesn't seem like he can be ever. I don't know. It's all a mindset.
Can never be taken out.
It's all a mindset. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Good morning, Devin.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Clouds moving in from the southwest, going toward the northeast this morning. We'll see these breaking up throughout the rest of the day, revealing a lot of sunshine. It will also be a warm one out there with temperatures in the upper 80s, and the winds will also be picking up as we have a system tracking from the south, going toward the north and east. The rain across parts of New York and Boston will stay there. We will not see any rain. We could definitely use some, as we're definitely in drought across a good part of the state. But again, decreasing clouds today will reveal a lot of sunshine, maybe a pop-up shower across the northern ends of the state. But this right here will be fog that'll be developing later on tonight and the parts of tomorrow morning as well, before more storms move in tomorrow afternoon. Winds will be picking up a little bit out of the south at around 10 to 15 miles per hour sustained, but gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Not out of the question during the afternoon period later on today as well. So your forecast for today, upper 80s, partly cloudy and warm, with that south wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 64 degrees, mostly clear areas of dense fog developing. Could get thick out there. That southwest wind will be backing off later on. Alrighty, your hourly forecast moving forward. Again, showing a mostly cloudy sky early, revealing more sunshine later in the afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
A local electrical workers union is offering programs to help attract new electricians to the workforce.
On Friday, we stopped by the training center to learn more.
The Electrical Training Alliance Central Maine Apprenticeship Center is committed to training the electricians of the future. The center, located in a former Newport Elementary School, has multiple opportunities available for those interested in learning the trade. Nicholas Paquette of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 1253 says the apprenticeship program is a great way to earn your license in Maine. He says apprentices in the tuition-free program take classes at night and work on job sites during the day.
So they get their on-the-job training during the day with our signatory contractors. And not only do they have good wages, they have benefits as well.
Paquette says raises are based on hours put into the program, giving incentive to individuals who show initiative. Through a grant, the center is also starting a new pre-apprenticeship program for local high school students.
We're piloting a pre-apprenticeship program, which is like an apprenticeship readiness program with the high school students over at Nokomis Regional High. It's for 16 plus. It really gives a good understanding of all the trades, not just electrical.
The 120-hour program is nationally accredited and allows students to learn about several different trades, helping them make their goals a reality.
If they want to be a carpenter, we'll point them over here. If they want to be a general laborer, there's a program for that. Or what have you, like I said, welding or pipe fitting. We can help students reach out and get those contacts if that's where they want to go in that career.
To learn more about the programs offered, go to ibew1253.org. Reporting from Newport, I'm Dylan Holloway for ABC7 and Fox 22.
Belfast and Moosehead Lake Railroad is a nonprofit, and it's devoted to enriching the community with history and some fun. On Saturday, Julie Smith, a volunteer with the organization, held a pizza and whoopie pie train ride. Now, people got a chance to enjoy delicious pizza from the Depot Country Store, and the whoopie pies came from Connie's Ice Cream Store.
Kids and adults were taken back to the 1920s with a seat in the train and a ride towards Burnham. Smith says the money is going back to the nonprofit and will help with new railroad creations.
They're actually working on a 44-ton locomotive to try to get it up and running again. It will make a really good train when we want to travel east down past Thorndike. We could go down towards Brooks, Waldo, or Belfast.
Smith says the next train event is August 6th, where adults can enjoy lobster rolls on the hour-long train ride. Tickets are available online, and you can go to foxbangor.com for more information. This year's Northwoods Throwdown softball game is officially in the books. Maine and New Hampshire state game wardens faced off in a good old-fashioned game of softball last night.
And the game helped to raise money for Operation Game Thief, a nonprofit organization that pays reward money to people who report poaching and overfishing across the region.
It's very important to us that the public is the eyes and the ears for us, because there's only a limited amount of game wardens and Marine Patrol officers that are able to do the job. And poaching to us is no different than stealing food off the shelf.
It was a big event, drawing in around 2,000 people in attendance. The Portland Sea Dogs hosted the game wardens at Hadlock Field. Maine won a wild one, 13-12 in extra innings.
Still to come here this morning. This summer, 9 kids from Maine put on a show at the nation's biggest youth basketball stage. Tyler Cruz joins us for sports.
We'll be right back.
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street, or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
If you're thinking about fireworks for your special event, stop worrying about the cost and results. That's because Central Maine Pyrotechnics professional fireworks displays bring the best showmanship and value anywhere. For weddings, holidays, family reunions, birthdays, corporate events, town celebrations, festivals, and fairs, Central Maine Pyrotechnics has a fireworks display that will work for you. Just call 623-9285 and like us on Facebook for the best showmanship and value in fireworks displays, Central Maine Pyrotechnics.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. This summer, Maine United became the first team from the state to participate in the Nike EYBL, and they showed what Maine is made of on the nation's biggest stage.
This summer, 9 kids from Maine put on a show on the nation's biggest youth basketball stage.
You don't really hear a team from Maine making a lot of, splash in the national scene.
Most of the guys on Maine United have been sharing the floor since elementary school.
Everybody has each other's backs, and that's kind of like our team motto, is that if one goes, we all go, so it's just doing everything together.
I'd say we're not really a team, we're kind of just a family. We spend a lot of time off the court too.
We all have that connection, that bond, and to be able to go in there as brothers and be on the biggest stage is just magical.
And this summer, they became the first ever team from Maine to participate in the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League.
The first session, we really didn't know what to think. We didn't really know what the competition was going to be like.
We were nervous, obviously. We hadn't played the UIBL competition before. We didn't know what it was going to hold, but we were confident. We knew that if we went out there and played like ourselves and played with a little bit of confidence, then we get it done. So.
After sweeping their first session and going 3-1 in their next, the boys qualified for Peach Jam, the most prestigious grassroots tournament in the country.
Growing up, I used to watch a lot of highlight tapes on YouTube, and I used to love watching the Peach Jam. And I mean, I never thought I'd be playing here and playing on the Nike circuit, so it was just really mind-blowing to, have your dreams come true.
I remember watching all the older people go through, like, wow, Peach Jam, and then when we heard that we were going to be there, it was just crazy.
And it's safe to say they showed off what Maine is made of.
We were just trying to play our best basketball because we were there, trying to make a name for ourselves.
With all of their success, coming back to the work they all put in up in WVII, Maine.
Just anything that we're doing in game is coming from all the hard work, sweat, and hours that come from this gym. So. We're always in here grinding. When we're not in here, like you said, we're playing somewhere. So Matt's done a great job with us.
We come in here probably 3 or 4 times a week just to, we really just like to get better at basketball. That's kind of the goal. We all want to play college basketball. So I think we all understand the grind that it takes, and we're all willing to put in the work.
It was a blast covering them all summer, wishing everybody on that team luck in whatever their next adventure is. All right, that'll do it for me up here. Patriots just wrapped up their first week of training camp, so Dylan Holloway is waiting for me on the couch for some football talk.
All right, everyone, welcome into Double Take. I am Dylan Holloway. Alongside me, Tyler Cruz, of course. We talked some baseball last time. This time, some NFL. Fans want to know. Patriots fans want to know. The season is just right around the corner. We have some burning questions to do with the New England Patriots.
Let's hear them.
First off, Mac Jones, second-year quarterback, right? A lot of people are hoping he takes that jump to the next level, to the next, echelon of NFL quarterbacks, I guess you could say. What's your take on Mac Jones? How are you feeling about Mac entering this next NFL season?
I think Mac's going to take a huge year 1 to year 2 jump, everybody. I mean, he's already worked on his body. You see him coming in looking like a completely different person before camp even started, right? We are 1 week into camp. Before they even started, Belichick came out with some high praise on Mac Jones. I think he is going to be one of the bright spots of the Patriots this year. Not to say there aren't going to be a lot of bright spots, but I think people are going to like what they see from Mac Jones this year. That's just my opinion. I am very high on the guy.
Very high on Mac Jones, as a lot of us are, right? So, something else. So, Bill Belichick, head coach Bill Belichick. I should get that guy's name right. He has not, he has not named an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator yet. Should we be worried about that? Is that weird? Does that matter? People are talking about it, though. What's your take on this?
I think that's Boston sports radio talk right there, saying that Bill's trying to, do something different, trying too hard. I don't think it matters. I really don't think it means anything. I mean, there's a lot that goes into calling up plays and setting up the offensive scheme and the defensive scheme for the week that it's really not just one person's job, whether you have a coordinator title or not. It's not really just one person's job. You've got a great group of minds around the guys. You got Patricia, I heard, talking to Mac Jones, helping him read defenses. The old defensive coordinator before he took that Lions job, talking to Mac, helping him read defenses. That's something they did with Brady early on in his career. So, I think you've got a great group of minds around your locker room. It doesn't really matter who's offensive coordinator, who's defensive coordinator, who's the sole guy, the fall guy, really, for the play calling. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, obviously, not a guy for labels, it seems like, on this one. So we're going to see how that all works out, though. But I think we can trust Bill Belichick, right?
If there's anything we've learned in Bill We Trust, I'm a big in Bill We Trust guy. I know that kind of school of thought is going out the window a little bit, but I'm still a big in Bill We Trust guy.
Yeah, in Bill We Trust, of course. So a lot of new faces on the Patriots, so. One of them, wide receiver, Devontae Parker. How excited are you to see this guy in a Patriots uniform?
He is. I remember watching him. It was the year that Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year, and Parker absolutely lit him up. I think it's like 11 catches, over 100 yards, just a great game for Parker. While he was on the Dolphins, usually you don't see Belichick make these cross-division trades, right? It's a trade with a division rival. I think it's very interesting to watch. I think Parker's got some of the best hands in the league. He's a great route runner. He's already working well with Jones. It's only been a couple days, but we've seen that he's working well with Mac Jones so far in training camp. I'm excited for Parker.
Yeah, I think we all are. A new weapon for Mac Jones hopefully helps him take that next step, as we talked about. So the Patriots, though, some people have them missing the playoffs in their predictions, right?
Some people
Adam Shine, NFL analyst, he has them 14th in the AFC Conference. 14th, Tyler. What is this team's ceiling? Do you think it's possible they missed the playoffs with Bill Belichick leading the way?
See, I have them, my expectation of this team, they'll probably be a wild card team again. I don't think they're as good as the Buffalo Bills. I think Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the AFC East. I don't think they're at that level yet. I think Miami's going to be very good as well, but the Patriots are a quarterback team. They should be in the playoffs. They won't be on the bottom of the AFC East like some people are projecting. I do think, while we talked about Devontae Parker, while we've talked about Mac Jones, I think it's still going to be a defensive team, right? I think the Patriots are going to be a team that beats you with their defense, but the offense is going to take a jump this year to complement them. I'm excited for week 1. September 11th, we're like 43 days away. I'm counting down the days. I'm buying my fantasy football magazines. I am excited for football season, Dylan.
As we all are. It's hard to imagine. I can't imagine the Patriots missing the playoffs. It just doesn't seem fathomable.
I don't think it's happened in my lifetime. Maybe the Matt Castle year.
Yeah, I think that's the one year, right? Yep. The Matt Castle year. But this is not the Matt Castle year. This is now the Mac Jones era, and I'm excited. I know Tyler's excited, and I want to thank you all for tuning in for Double Take. We'll see you next time.
That'll be it for sports. We'll be right back after this.
Did you know you don't have to be 65 years old to qualify for Medicare and Medicaid? Many people who are already on Medicaid also qualify for a WellCare Medicare Advantage plan, which means you can start taking advantage of all these benefits right now. A $0 or low monthly plan premium, preventive and comprehensive dental coverage, hearing coverage, vision coverage, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, plus extra benefits like free over-the-counter healthcare items, free transportation, free gym membership, home-delivered meals, and WellCare's telehealth services, which include online doctor visits and a 24-hour nurse advice line. If you know you're eligible or think you might be, call 1-844-918-0047. We'll send you our free Medicare all-in-one guide or visit enrollwellcare.com to enroll now. WellCare, it's Medicare done well.
Did you know that motorcyclists are 27 times more likely to die in a motor vehicle crash than passenger vehicle occupants? Motorcycles can be hard to see. We need to look twice to save a life. Let's watch for motorcycles and share the road. Please remember to leave extra room when following motorcycles, and to check in your rearview mirrors and blind spots, and to be extra careful when making left-hand turns. Remember, your actions can save lives. The Maine Bureau of Highway Safety reminds you to look twice to save a life.
And with Monday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Federal regulators have given Boeing approval for its 787 Dreamliner jets. The OK allows the company to deliver on a backlog of 120 planes held up by production issues. With grain exports leaving Ukraine's Black Sea ports again, agriculture giants say crop supply chains will stay slow. The Wall Street Journal reports bad weather in South America is also affecting supplies of cooking oil and livestock feed. Hershey's CEO told investors last week that the company will not be able to meet Halloween demand. The chocolate maker says it's prioritized everyday availability over seasonal candy production. And the makers of Banana Boat sunscreen issued a recall of its SPF 30 hair and scalp sunscreen spray. Tests showed it contains small amounts of the cancer-causing chemical benzene. The company says refunds are available. I'm Leo Jonathan with Monday's Business on ABC 7.
A high-tech dining experience is letting you paint like the masters before devouring your edible creations. Fox News correspondent Jackie Ibanez has a special look at the immersive meal. You have to see to believe.
It's time to take a culinary journey to a place where playing with your food isn't just encouraged, it's required. This is a glimpse of the 7 Paintings dinner at the Shangri-La, Dubai. A new futuristic hands-on dining experience meant to entertain and educate guests while they eat.
We wanted to join theatrics of food and food art with actual immersive dining experience.
Throughout the 2-hour, 7-course meal, state-of-the-art 3D technology transports guests back in time as they learn about 7 of the world's most renowned artists, including Michelangelo, Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, Jackson Pollock, Andy Warhol, and Banksy, with some of their masterpieces cascading across plates and tables, bringing them to life.
You get a nice journey through the various different seminal artists that they've been, all obviously whilst eating very good food as well.
Customers are also given the chance to become artists themselves. Various edible ingredients and brushes are provided so diners can paint their own delectable art inspired by the masters.
To be able actually to paint your own food and eat it and taste it and it's edible, I think it's an amazing experience.
Good news, the price of the dinner is far less than what the actual paintings could go for at auction. A seat at a private table goes for a little over $122 per person. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
And now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with one last look at our forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Clouds are moving through this morning, moving in from the southwest, going toward the north and east, but notice they are breaking up, and they will continue to break up throughout the rest of the morning period, especially in the parts of the afternoon as well, as we become mostly sunny with a few passing clouds too. We'll also get warm out there with temperatures in the upper 80s as warm air will be moving in from the southwest to the north and east. Another system will be moving in as we head towards the daytime tomorrow, and that will reveal showers and thunderstorms, especially during the afternoon period for you Tuesday. If you're thinking about going to the water today with how warm it is, ocean temperatures not too bad in the 60s and 70s out there, so starting to warm up just a little bit more with, of course, the warmer water further down toward the south. Our average high is 81 degrees. Regarding air temperatures, we'll be well above that today in the upper 80s with lower to middle 80s as we head towards Tuesday and the parts of Wednesday as well. Lower 90s by Thursday. That'll be a warm one. Back in the upper 70s by Friday as more active weather moves in. Then back in the middle to upper 80s as we head towards Saturday and Sunday again. So the warmer temperatures are definitely here to stay, and it will get humid out there as well. Dew points rising, especially Tuesday, getting close to that 70-degree mark before we fall back a little bit into Wednesday. Then rising again gradually through up to Thursday with lower 70s on the way for those dew points, and we're going to stay up there as we head into parts of the weekend as well. UV index forecast for today will be at an 8. That's considered very high. That means a burn time of around 15 minutes, so hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will definitely be necessary as you do head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. Moving forward for today, decreasing clouds will be expected, maybe a pop-up shower further off towards the north. I think the rest of us will be okay under a mostly sunny sky, maybe partly cloudy in a few spots. Widespread dense fog developing later on tonight into parts of tomorrow morning, so make sure to be ready for that. That will go away with more scattered showers and thunderstorms arriving by late in the afternoon and the evening time frame as well. So our next system begins to move in. Maybe some heavy downpours not out of the question there. And we could definitely use some precipitation as well, as we're definitely in drought across the good parts of the state. Wherever you see this color here, whether it's parts of the yellow or in parts of this darker shade here, that indicates that we're in drought across the good parts of the state. But your forecast for today, upper 80s, partly cloudy and warm. South wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. Later on tonight, mostly clear areas of dense fog, lows in the middle 60s, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. More storms on the way as we head towards Tuesday. Highs in the lower 80s, middle 80s by Wednesday under a mostly sunny sky. Partly cloudy on Thursday. Highs in the low 90s and upper 70s on Friday with a chance for storms again.
Here at Versant, we want to help keep you safe near our power lines. Did you know that work or play near wires causes roughly 10% of all power outages? And that state and federal regulations restrict tree trimming up to 20 feet from energized lines?
Be a good neighbor. If you've got work to do near the lines, give us a call here at Versant Power, and we'll help you stay safe.
Caswell's Grocery Liquidation, where you shop first. Shop local. Great savings and selection. It's worth the trip. You won't be disappointed.
Your dollar goes a long, 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 long way at Caswell.
Everyone needs a place to call home, somewhere where they can feel comfortable and be themselves. Finding that home is not always easy. Let RE/MAX at Home take the stress out of it for you. We take a personal approach and try to put ourselves in our clients' shoes and envision them in a home with their friends and their family. Communication, transparency, honesty, and integrity are what we value when interacting with our clients. We like to simplify the process and make it hassle-free. RE/MAX. Don't worry, we've done this a million times.
I'm Jay Pearl from Carroll Harper & Associates, Maine's most experienced Medicare health plans agency. Every day we hear how complicated navigating the Medicare maze can be. Let us help. From enrolling in Medicare to finding the right Medicare health plan, we are your go-to agency. We represent Martins Point Generations Advantage and other Medicare health plans that meet our quality standards. There's no cost or obligation for our services, so call Carroll Harper & Associates today.
Every morning this week, you're going to wake up with a smile because we've got dogs. GMA's out all across the country with the most amazing dogs, bringing love, joy, support, and limitless cuddles. It's GMA's Dog Days of Summer this week.
In the summer, we love trying all different kinds of salads. Sure, we have our favorite potato salad and coleslaw recipes, but every now and then, we want something that will really stand out. You know, a real showstopper. Well, you're in luck, because the tortellini salad we're making today is just that. We start by cooking some tortellini according to the package directions. Using a cheese-stuffed tortellini works great as a simple side salad, yet it's hearty enough to be a main dish. After it's drained, we add some sliced pepperoni and salami, diced provolone cheese, and to give it color, cherry tomatoes, black olives, sliced red onions, a few artichoke hearts, and a bit of chopped parsley. Now we drizzle this with a homemade red wine vinaigrette and give it a good toss. We could serve this as is, but I think it's even better if you chill it a bit before setting it out. This summer salad has everything you could want. It's easy. It's colorful, it's tasty, and it feeds a crowd. To get the recipe for our new Italian tortellini salad, all you have to do is visit our website. And let me assure you, this is loaded with flavor. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a pasta perfect way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
For many meat lovers, bacon rules. And if you, the chosen one, you could be the ruler of the city where bacon is king. Okay, Vernon, Texas, the home of Wright Brand Bacon, will now rename itself Bacon City, USA, on September 16th and 17th to celebrate Wright's 100th birthday.
And you might get elected if you put your name on the ballot, which is Wright's Mayor of Bacon City website and showing your qualifications in a video. You won't get Bacon Force One to fly on since pigs can't fly, but you can win a trip to the festivities and get free bacon for life.
Want to be the Bacon Queen?
That's kind of a big deal. I thought I already was the Bacon Queen.
I mean, now you just got to put the video in there.
Yes. Yes. Sounds good. I guess I have to.
You can't go wrong with bacon, ever. And at Bacon City, USA, I just want a T-shirt. Just Bacon City, USA.
Yeah, perfect.
That'd be awesome.
No context.
No context, just that.
Yes. Good Morning America is next on ABC7.
Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That is next on Fox 22, and have a great start to your week.
Do you own a timeshare? At first, maybe it seemed like a great investment, but then you realized a lot of the promises made to you were simply not true. A little later, you started receiving the monthly maintenance fees and additional associated bills they failed to mention when you signed the agreement. And now their fees keep rising. Your times to actually use the timeshare keep shrinking, and the resort has no interest in letting you out of the agreement. Your vacation dream has turned into a timeshare nightmare. An overwhelming, never-ending financial obligation that will fall on your children after you're gone. And it seems as if there is no way out. Well, here's some great news. There is a way out. The Timeshare Exit Hotline has helped hundreds of people just like you. Desperate people who thought they were stuck in this burden forever. Although most professionals in the timeshare industry are legitimate, there are those that use aggressive, sometimes even misleading sales tactics to try and trick innocent people into signing their lives away. We've heard many stories of people who have been lied to and others who were kept in a room for over 10 hours, not provided water or anything